What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a special Saturday edition of Pucking Around. My name is Jordan. You may know me as Shot Props. We're going to give people a minute or two to get in here, and then we are going to look at the slate for today and try and find some bets. We had a really successful Saturday last week doing this, 15-5 record, thanks to the help of the chat. So looking to do this again. Hopefully, we can find some more winners. If you are here, feel free to be active in the chat, whether you're on Twitter /X, YouTube, or Twitch. Want to know what plays you guys like, what games you're interested in. If you have any thoughts on the blockbuster trade that went down yesterday, maybe we'll pull that up and take a quick look while we're waiting for people to hop in. And if you haven't seen the show, we're going to go game by game, look at some team stats, and then dive into some player props. That's the bread and butter of what we do on Pucking Around. Nurse shots. Okay, very nice, very nice. We will take a look at that one. My usual co-hosts are not here today. They may be popping in. They've been invited, but they're busy guys. This is kind of a last-minute decision on my part, but I enjoy doing it. So worst case, we will all hang out here together. But that's at Spittin' Picklets and at Firefighter Bets on Twitter /X if you want to give them a follow. We will be here Tuesday and Thursday at 12 Eastern, breaking down those slates as well. So those are always a good time. Very similar format, just more people on screen. Okay, so we got Nurse over shots. Let me take a look at that one. Give me 1 second here. And then curious to see what everybody thought of that big trade. Trying to find. There we go. Okay, here it is here. The Mikko Rantanen trade, leaving the Avalanche. He's headed to Carolina. It's all three teams starting with C. I didn't even put that together. That's fun. Colorado picking up Marty Necas, having a great season. Jack Drury, fourth line center, and a second and fourth round pick stock in the cupboards. They've moved some picks. Chicago's getting a third round pick and retaining some of Rantanen's salary. And to Carolina, Mikko Rantanen and Taylor Hall. It's tough to say that Carolina didn't crush this trade, getting a top 10 forward in the league. And then picking up Taylor Hall as well. It's nice depth. Carolina is going to be a dangerous team. Colorado weren't going to be able to sign Mikko, it appeared. So they picked up some nice assets. And Chicago getting a third round pick. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Shout out to Carolina. That's a fun trade. All right. We're going to jump right into it. And first game. So Buffalo at Edmonton. This game starts in a little bit under an hour. I believe our next game also is the same thing. So we'll be quicker with these ones. Lots of decent spots here. Edmonton, this is the recent team performance. So these are numbers over the last 30 days. Edmonton shooting a ton. No McDavid, still suspended. Sabres allowing a ton of shots against. They're also allowing a ton of goals. 3.67, that's second worst in the league. Both teams scoring 3.2 goals for per game. Good for 6th and 7th. So could be a high-scoring one. Well, we'll see. Colorado, decent at limiting both shots and goals. So we got 2 comments in the chat from Reyes. Thank you for joining us, as always. Good to see you here. So he says Nurse shots. So we're going to take a look at that one. And also in terms of shots, not only do we say 6th most shots against overall, they're also allowing the 8th most shots to defensemen. So let's take a look. We are using props.cash for the player side of things here. Darnell Nurse as a parlay piece over 1.5 shots on goal, minus 180. Could be a good one. The head-to-head is fantastic. 6 for 6 over the last 3.5 years or so. He's hit at a 70% hit rate on the season. And is he any better home versus away? Yes, good amount better at home, including 7 of his last 10. So that's a fantastic parlay piece. So I will write that one down for sure. All right. Also, see a quick look at their lines. So we got Leon, Podkolzin, Arvidsson as line 1, Perry, Henry, Kyman, Janmark, RNH, Connor Brown, rounding out the top 9. Nurse, power play 2, for what that is worth. If you have just joined us, seen some new viewers here, please feel free to be as active in the chat as you'd like to. If you have plays that you like that you want to share, pop them in there. If you have a question, a comment, we are going to get to all the comments that we have. So looking forward to seeing if you have anything to share. Pop that in the chat. Do not be shy. All right. So Darnell Nurse as a parlay piece. That one is written down. Nurse over 1.5 shots. And I'll share the short list that I'm making as we go, as we wrap up. Okay. And Reyes also saying Tage point. Tage for a point. So let's take a quick look at that one as well. Minus 142. You play that straight if you're comfortable with that number. It's just past my personal cutoff, but not bad at all. He's hitting 2 out of 3 versus Colorado. Hold on. He's hitting 4 out of 6 versus Colorado, and 7 of his last 10, including a very nice stretch. 5-game point streak for Tage. Yeah. Edmonton, not allowing a ton of goals against, but that's all right. Still, you still get it done. And do we have any information on goaltenders? I feel like no goal information. Though the goalie stats are pretty similar, regardless of which goalie you are looking at. Okay, what else can we see here? Is there anybody else on Edmonton who we can look at? Leon minus 110 for 2 points. It's interesting. What if people feel about playing Leon for 2 points with no Connor? It's an interesting one. Maybe Leon shots, says Reyes. Let's take a look here. Minus 160. So you're probably looking at another parlay piece here. He's hitting 7 of 10. 6 or more attempts in 8 of his last 10, averaging 6.5. That's solid for a 2.5 shooter. It's a little pricey, unfortunately. There's not too much straight you can play in this one. Bouchard not shooting. Yeah, that might be it. Just wanted to see if Arvidsson also was getting power play 1. He is not. He is playing even strength with Leon. So that's an interesting one, minus 125. Kind of want to attack this Buffalo defense, but don't want to force anything. Nothing's really jumping out at me. Anybody disagrees, feel free to pop that in the chat. I think we can move on, though. Comfortable moving on for sure. Next up, we've got the Pittsburgh Penguins at the Seattle Kraken. Penguins allowing the 6th most goals against, the 7th most shots against. Very similar on the Kraken side. 6th most goals against, 8th most shots against. So everybody's in play for this one. Kraken particularly weak against wingers. Pittsburgh particularly weak against defensemen. Let's see if we can find anything in this one. And I do believe we have goalies that we can take a look at. Joe Blomqvist for the Penguins. No information on the Kraken side. All right. Take a look there. So, like we said, points and shots. Everybody's in play here. If you like anything in this one, feel free to pop that in the chat. Jared McCann. Just run through quickly, see if anybody jumps out at us. The Orchestrand's on a nice little run. We should check out the lines as well. Crosby, Raquel. These are from the last game, not necessarily confirmed. Brian Rust looks questionable. Let's take a look. Bunting, Malcolm Glass. Okay, will not play Saturday. Okay, so Rust is out. I wonder what that means. Who moves up? We'll have to see. Okay. Everybody is in play, like we said. Teams are giving up a good amount of goals and shots. Run through everybody real quick. Let's see if there's anything that stands out. For points, maybe I don't know. I'm not seeing anything for points here. Bjorkstrand could be interesting though. That's a nice little run. Hitting his last 2 against Pittsburgh, including earlier this month. And on the Seattle side, we'll check those lines quick. And his center is questionable. He skated yesterday, game time decision. Interesting. Okay. Get rid of that as well. Bjorkstrand's interesting, minus 122. Good run over his last 10, or last 7. In terms of shots, let's see if anybody's standing out here. What happened to Jared McCann, eh? Remember we could bet him? Bunting over 1.5. Malkin is at 1.5, minus 118. It's really the wingers we'd like to talk about. This is attempts. Attempts are just not there. I don't know if I would trust that. It's done. Could be an interesting parlay piece. Minus 162. And do we have anything for saves? $24.5. Seattle shoots. Yeah, that's a good number. Seattle's not shooting at all. Okay. Yeah, no comments on this one. If you just joined us, we are through 2 games so far. No straights for the 4 p.m. Eastern games yet. If you have any plays that you like, feel free to pop them in the chat. Questions, comments, let me know. Keep this as interactive as possible. All right. Yeah, so we've done Pittsburgh and Seattle. We've done Buffalo and Edmonton. If there's anything you really like in those two, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to move on. I'm not seeing much here that I'm personally loving. That's all right, though. All right. Toronto versus Ottawa. Go back and look at the team overview here. All right. We are in Ottawa. Ottawa. Lots of red. Lots of red here. They are the third lowest scoring team over the last 30 days, only averaging 2 goals for per game. They're also not giving up many goals, 2.64 goals against per game. They are 27th in shots for, less than 26 per game. Also not allowing a ton of shots, only 26.5 shots against. They are one of the best against wingers over this last 30-day period. Also fairly good to centers as well. On the Leafs side, 12th most goals for per game, 3.18. 3.27 goals against per game. That's good for 9th in the league. Reyes, Texas saying Nylander shots. I'm excited to take a look at that one. Leafs are shooting 28.6 shots for per game. They're also allowing 28.3. So both of those are kind of middle of the pack. And I guess worth noting, Ottawa, third most power play opportunities recently. So that could be interesting. These teams lost their last. Ottawa on a 2-game losing streak. They're a slight favorite in this game at home. In terms of goaltenders, it's ordered way different than mine. Joseph Wall likely for the Leafs. Forsberg confirmed for the Senators. Forsberg has been the worst of the 2 goalies they've been rocking with lately. That's interesting. And Wall struggling a bit after a hot start. Okay, let's take a look at some props. So the first question, first suggestion we had was Willie shots. He is at 3.5. You're getting plus money, plus 136, coming off some big performances, 7 and 6 his last 3 games. He's also got 2 10 shot attempt games. So that's interesting. Ottawa's not allowing a ton of wingers, so that's worth noting. Willie on the road. Willie, I will say, Willie's much better at home. But lately, his away numbers aren't terrible. I'd rather him be at home. That's unfortunate. Reyes also saying Claude Giroux shots look interesting. Here. He's got a really interesting head-to-head record, which is 77%, hitting 10 of his last 13, 65% on the season, getting minus 140 at MGM and Fanatics. And he's also hit in 5 of his last 10. I mean, his record suggests every other game, and he hit last one, so no. That's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Let's refresh myself on the team numbers. That's really not one you want to target, but let's see if anybody has interesting history. Brady, he's hitting 4 of his last 5 big attempt games. Minus 135, a little pricey, I agree, Dave. Yeah, I agree. Point is nice too for Giroux. Okay, we didn't look at that. So this is Giroux's history versus the Leafs. And you said his point looks nice too. Oh, 77% as well. That is interesting. And his point is plus money, plus 105. Okay, I'm gonna have to write that one down. It's gonna probably make the short list. Leafs giving up a ton of goals. And Giroux, 44% on the year, but it's the matchup that we quite like. And what's the thing? Let's check. Points wise, looks like he's a fair bit more productive at home. So I like that look, Dave. It's a good one. Dave's coming in with some crazy parlays. Oh, look who's here.
Boo.
Tyson, a.k.a. Spittin' Picklets. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, dude. Just had to quickly do some things, but now we're here.
I'm glad you could join us. We are through 2 games. Have you had a chance? Have you had a chance to look at the Dave says, oh, you got it. Tyson's on it. Have you had a chance to look at this slate, or are you coming in blind?
Coming in blind, baby, except for this game. I actually had to do my Bet365 bet of the day today, and we did that game right there.
Okay. Well, why don't we throw it to you then?
Well, what have you talked about? Have you said anything yet?
In this game, the chat likes Nylander shots. He's a bit iffy for me, but you're getting plus money, so you're getting a good number. I didn't love that one, but they also like Giroux, who has a very interesting history versus Toronto.
Very good history. Yeah, he was in consideration for me, but so I didn't end up going with him.
Oh, okay. So I wrote down Giroux point. I think that one's interesting.
Yeah, I don't mind
for anybody. Point. Yeah, for anybody who's here last week, as we go through the show, I'm going to make a big short list. I'll share the entire short list with you, and then I kind of whittle it down, and that will be posted in the Wager Workshop Discord, which is a free Discord if you're interested. But so we haven't talked about what you like, so we're going to throw it to you, and you just let me know what you want me to pull up on screen.
I just want to say it's nice that I don't have to do this. You know?
Yeah, I got it. I'm from home today. I can use Props.cash.
Hell yeah, love that.
Unfortunately,
Chuck SOGs.
Okay. Yep.
He's back. Cleared 4 out of the last 5 games, I believe.
Yep, you're correct.
He's averaging 4.6 shots on 8 attempts. So attempts are through the roof. And if you look at his home splits against the Leafs, just look at that.
Yeah,
cleared in all 5 games recently, so I'm definitely on him. For over 3.5, I got a -130, which is a pretty good price, and I'm also on the over. So this one, Brady's my favorite play in this game, but the over is a little scary because only once in their last 10 games have the Sens gone over 5.5.
Yeah,
so they've been a very defensive team. But I looked into the numbers. Outside of Forsberg's last 2 starts, so he's playing great right now, but outside of his last 2 starts, he's allowed 3 or more goals in every single game this year.
Okay.
Which I thought was surprising. And then if you look at Joseph Woll on the other side, he's allowed 3 or more goals in 5 straight starts.
Struggling, yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we kind of see that regress. And I mean, like, how long is Brady going to be snake bitten? Like, doesn't he not have a point in like forever?
That's a good question. Here we go.
So, yeah, like
that's a head-to-head. Hold on, that's a head-to-head. So yeah, 1 point in his last 10 games.
Yeah, so that's kind of crazy. But also head-to-head history, the overs hit in 4 out of the last 5 games. Joseph Woll started 2 games against the Senators in his career, averaging 4 goals against per game, whereas Forsberg in his last 4 starts against the Leafs is averaging 3.5 goals against. So, love the over.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I can't say I love it, but yeah. Love Brady, like the over.
All right. So Brady is going to make the list. I'm seeing that at -135. Tice said he locked in at -130. So that one might be moving. If you like it as well, be sure to lock that one in.
Yeah. On Bet365, I got it.
Okay.
-130.
I'm going to write that down then. Okay. And Giroux point. Just want to write down where that best line was.
I
go
guess
ahead.
We'll wait. We'll just wait for it. I don't mind Nylander shots. I looked at it, but I don't love it. Like, I looked at their lines this morning, and he'll have a good matchup, I guess, because he's playing on a line with Domi and Pontus Holmberg, who not big shooters, right? So
yeah,
that part is okay, but I don't know. Like, he's on the road. He's not good on the road. Like, you always want to target Nylander at home rather than on the road. And
that's.
I mean, he's 32 straight, but like still on the season. I definitely looked at Matthew's shots, Dave, because Ottawa's allowing the third most power play opportunities against per game, and then Matthews would lead the team with Tavares out. So I looked into that, but he doesn't have great history, so I didn't want to force it.
I mean, yeah, if you like Matthews, one thing I'll say, one of, if not the best shooter in the league. So
for sure. And like
if you're power play,
you're getting a good price at 3.5. He's normally at 4.5. So I mean, I can't tell you not to bet it. And like he has been clearing lately, but it's all been at home, and his road splits are much worse. So it's up to you. I don't hate it, but I'm not on it.
Yeah, it's not a bad one at all, though, Dave. And yeah, you're not going to see that price very often.
Yeah,
Ottawa is just a tough matchup. They
surprisingly, yeah,
playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that Giroux number for anybody interested, best numbers at BetMGM plus 105 if you like the Giroux point. So it looks like the two making the short list for me, Giroux point, Brady shots, thanks to Tice, and I mean Matthews over 3.5 is definitely interesting.
Yeah,
the head-to-head, I'm kind of surprised, but what can you do? Okay. If there's anything else for this one that you guys like in the chat, let us know. If not, I will prep to move on.
I'm good.
Oh, we didn't look at saves. Saves have always been fun.
Yeah, Joseph Wall's got a pretty good chart.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to trust the Ottawa numbers all over the place.
Exactly. But if you look at Wall there, Toronto, I think they're allowing quite a few.
Why are we doing this? All right, last 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toronto is 14th most, 28.3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that didn't stand out for me, so I didn't.
For the goalie saves, I really want to look at it and be like, this number seems wrong.
Yeah,
this seems okay
for sure, especially when we're betting overs, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's keep it moving. What's the next on this list? The New Jersey Devils at the Montreal Canadiens. Devils still playing very well defensively. All red, not necessarily a team you particularly want to target. The only thing worth noting, they're giving up a decent amount of shots to defensemen at 9.2. And Tyson, I don't think we've had a show since I've made this change, if I recall correctly. All recent numbers, no longer year to date.
Ooh,
so
like that better.
I think at this point in the season, it was made sense.
Yeah, fair.
So these are the last 30 days essentially.
Okay.
Now Montreal are putting up goals, 7th most in the league. They're allowing the 12th most goals against, and they're shooting a fair amount. They're giving up shots to wingers. Both teams getting a ton of power play opportunities, but Montreal the most power play opportunities against. We got Reyes in the chat saying Dougie point. So we'll take a look at that. And then
Dougie.
Game here. And it looks like we do have goalies in this one.
Yep. Jake Allen. Because Markstrom got hurt.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Battle of the Jake or Jakub. That's just Jacob. What do you think of the big trade, by the way?
Well, I was going to wait till we got to the Carolina game. But
Okay. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's more appropriate. Dougie points. Plus 105. They're allowing a good amount of goals against. Decent head-to-head history. Change year-to-date to year-to-date on the website. Might have to.
Can you?
I'll have to see. Dougie's hitting 3 straight against Montreal.
Interesting.
Getting plus money.
Immediately when I see that, a team's allowing the most power play opportunities, definitely just want to target the other team for shooters. Now, question for you. Who do you think has the most power play shots on goal on the Devils?
I would guess it's Jack.
It is not.
It's not.
No.
Interesting. Is it Dougie?
No.
It's not Nico then? It's got to be Nico.
Not Nico.
Okay, this is fun. Is it Brad?
Nope.
Who is it?
Stefan Nason.
It's not. Come on,
Yes,
really?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Holy moly!
I show.
Wow. Yeah. Who knew that? Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, look at this. It's by one, but he still leads.
Wow. Shout out Money Puck. Great site.
Yeah. The attempts though go to Jack and Dougie.
Okay.
But yeah, like I saw that and I was like, that is nuts.
Interesting. Okay. So that could be a sneaky angle. So
Mhm.
Dougie Point, what do you think? Like it, don't love it? Is that kind of where you're at?
I haven't even looked at it. Let me do it now.
Yeah, I'll put it up on screen.
I mean, it's nice because the power play too, right? Like
Yes.
it's on that top unit. A lot of power play opportunities against.
Yeah, 2 power play points in his last game.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's plus money, so I don't. Yeah, I like it.
There you go.
3 straight,
There you go,
one
Reds.
already this season against Montreal. How many goals are they allowing?
We have them at 3 per game, 12th most in the league.
Yep. Yeah, I don't mind it.
Now, Nason.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to take a shots because it's 1.5 minus 175, but like that could be a good parlay piece.
Okay.
If you want to use it.
I think they had a bunch of power play opportunities against Boston, and he put up 5.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
fun
where he's
angle.
getting a lot of his work, just on the power play. So that's probably going to be a parlay piece for me tonight.
Right.
I'm pretty sure just looking at it, Jack Hughes has pretty good history shots wise again and points wise, I think, against the Habs.
71%, 5 of 7 versus the Habs.
And the same for his points at 2.5 or 1.5.
Plus 180. That's a great number.
Yeah, for you, not for me.
Tyson does not like to play 1.5.
No, it's not my thing. 1 point is already a sweat enough. Like,
okay, so Jack Hughes, yeah, that's an interesting one. His attempts averaging 8.3 for the last 10. Now is he
better on the road?
Yeah, he's better on
8 out of his last 9. Nope.
8 out of his last 9 on the road. Yeah.
8 out of his last 10 on the road.
Yep. Okay, I'll write that one down. Little pricey, but just at my cutoff.
Yeah, you also got to remember, like, so Jake Allen's in that. Montreal has been really good lately, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I could see, like, with the backup coming in, I could see Montreal maybe getting a little bit of a lead here, and then, Devils players having to fire. So,
right.
But I kind of like Jack here. And also, if you filter out to losses this season on the road for Jack, he's cleared in. Huh?
Have they always had that?
It's on the app.
No, they got it on the website now too. I just don't recall seeing it.
Oh, I remember they had it for football, but yeah. But look at that on the road, in losses. So, like, I mean, it's kind of going out on a limb to say they're going to lose to Montreal, but you never know.
Who is what's the money line here? Check that real quick.
I bet you the Devils are favored, but it's probably
massive favorite, but that's okay.
Massive favorite?
Minus 175.
Wow.
It's pretty high.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, but Jack, I think he's going to make the list. We have another question from Reyes Matheson shots. Mike Matheson. We said Devils not great against defensemen.
Or anybody.
What?
Or anybody.
No, they're good. They're really good against everything else.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said the other way. My bad. Okay.
No, yeah, you're good. Devils not good against defensemen. Mike Matheson. It's hit in at minus 130. Only needs 2. 6 of his last 10. I mean, it's decent. His attempts are kind of. If you get the 7 attempt game, I love it.
Yeah.
Obviously we don't know that.
A little bit better at home too. Cleared 4 out of the last 5 against New Jersey, including this year. He had 2 on 5 attempts. I don't hate it.
What else did we say? Wingers for New Jersey.
Oh, look who plays wing.
Yeah,
Stephon Nason.
So that's another.
What did I do? Did I do that?
You trying to pull up your screen, or you?
No, I tried to remove my screen. I guess.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It's all good. Wingers. So we already looked at Nason. Brat.
I can't get Meyer right this year, so.
No. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
And Patrick Laine, is he going to shoot from his office?
Dude, just bookmark it for whenever he plays any team that allows a crap ton of penalties. Just blind bet him.
Yeah.
Blind.
Okay. Outside of that, points. Is there anybody on Devils that we like? Although this Dobes has been very good.
Dobesh.
Is that it?
I think so.
Okay. Anybody for a point? Said Dougie for a point. We looked at that one. That's not bad.
Yeah, plus money is pretty good, but this guy is really good. Dobesh.
Yeah, numbers are great.
Yeah.
What do you think about your boy Hudson?
The rat bastard. Guess which game I bet him?
Oh no, at Detroit, huh? That's like you said, it is the backup in net. Although Allen's numbers are, 2 games, but good numbers there. But minus 113 for a guy who's put up points in 9 of his last 10.
7 straight at home too.
Wow, that's a good number.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't really want to target somebody against New Jersey for a point. And saves real quick. Either. Jake Allen, revenge game.
Yeah, I thought about Allen's saves, but
would you take the under?
No, probably not. What is it?
23.5. It's minus 120 to the under. 23.5.
How's Montreal shooting? They're shooting at a high rate.
Yeah, they're getting 29 per game.
Yeah.
I don't know. A decent offense versus a good defense is tougher to predict. And then if you go the other way, looks like that's a perfect number for him. 25.5. So I'm not touching that one. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like we talked about. Unless it's for sure, then
yeah. Looks like we covered everything that the chat was interested in as well, so we can keep it moving.
Okay.
Next up, the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on a Detroit Red Wings. A ton of green on the Red Wings side. 5th most goals for, 10th most goals against, 10th most shots for. They are also the most power play opportunities for, and a great power play percentage at 42% over their last 10
Do you
games.
look into that, like power play opportunities for?
No, not really. That's a lot. It's just worth noting. I do. The power play percentage is very, very interesting. On the Tampa Bay side of things, not a ton of green, unfortunately. 30 shots per game, and they're giving up a decent amount of shots to wingers, which Red Wings have some good wingers, so maybe we can find something there. If anybody likes anything in this game, feel free to let us know. Here. And your goalies, Talbot and Andrei Vasilevsky.
I just have to do a little bit of work, so I'll stay on, but
we got this. Ray is saying Larkin or DeBrincat. DeBrincat, the shortest player in the NHL. Fun fact. 5'7".
Shouty.
Okay, so where is he at? DeBrincat is a minus 105, playing very, very well. 67% hit rate versus the Lightning, including 5 of his last 6. Is he better at home or on the road? Pretty close. Slightly better on the road, but nothing to be too concerned about. Attempts. He's averaging 5 attempts, which is kind of exactly what you need. 2.5. Yeah, that's an interesting one. And Tampa struggling against wingers. That's a good price. Yeah, I'm gonna write that one down. Tampa, rough game yesterday. Let's take a quick look at that one.
Who'd they play? I didn't bet any hockey yesterday.
Neither did I. They won in overtime, but it's against the Blackhawks, 4-3.
Oh, God.
Okay, so to break it, I think this one is interesting. Absolutely. I'm going to write this one down. Best price at Fanatics, Fanatics open up in Ontario, please.
Okay. Let's not, you have all of the good ones. So
I know. We're lucky. You're lucky.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Limited options for spitting on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Every drug is legal where you live, but betting, don't even think about it.
Yeah, I can't bet, but you can shoot up in the streets of downtown Vancouver.
So the over 2.5 for DeBrincat, -110 at MGM or DK. Fanatics -105 if you have that. That's a good look, Reyes. I dig it. You also said Dylan Larkin. You're looking at a parlay piece for him, but wow, is he playing well.
Yeah.
Shooting a ton. Hit 8 of his last 10, including way over his 2.5 line. You'd think he'd be at 3.5 with some of these numbers, to be honest with you. -165. So I'm gonna write this down in the parlay piece section. They're not.
Did he clear last game?
He had 9 against Montreal. His last one.
I did. I was thinking about betting it and didn't.
Attempts over the last 4: 9, 6, 11, 10. That is exactly what I would want to see out of a parlay piece. 100%.
Yeah.
-165. So you can pair it with something. Could you pair it with a point?
Probably.
Actually, yeah, his points are really nice too. Maybe that might be the play then.
Point shots?
Yeah, I'm gonna write that one down too. That would should be +110-ish, I would guess.
Sounds good to me.
Larkin over 2.5 and point. That's an interesting one. Okay, so what other wingers do we have? That was the spot to target for Detroit, and then we will take a look at. So no Kane, which is probably not terrible for DeBrincat. He gets the opportunity to shoot, playing with Tarasenko. Lucas Raymond, let's take a look at him. And then what are we doing? Under 2.5 shots for Braden Point.
On the road? I did that once against the Devils and it hit, but it was sweaty.
-142 to the under. And he's coming off a 5 and a 4 shot game. Huh. Interesting. Raymond. Ooh, this one kind of looks interesting. 3 shots and 5 of his last 6. How are the attempts? Attempts aren't bad. 5.3. +132. And they're not great against wingers. And shots overall, there's 13th. So they're not not a terrible shots matchup in general. All right, I gotta write that one down too. That number's fantastic. Raymond over 2.5, +132. Really nice number. Seen some new viewers here. If you have plays that you like, questions, comments, drop them in the chat. We try to keep this as interactive as possible. If it's your first time watching, we look at team numbers and then we jump into the player props going game by game. We are not even halfway through. So if you've just joined, your timing is perfect. The best number for Raymond seeing is at FanDuel. If you want to play that, Raymond over 2.5 shots. Okay, that's probably it on the Detroit side for now. So centers and defensemen are who you would want to target if we're looking at shots. All right. Centers. Well, that's Braden Point, who we looked at. Not touching him. He's got to be at home to play him.
Facts.
As we know, Sorelli.
Oh my god.
Could be a fun parlay piece.
Oh, what are the lines? Are they back together now?
Let me take a look. Oh,
because I remember Sorelli was top line with Cooch and
you're right.
Yeah. So what's his point at? Because I took it last game and it hit
minus 130. Yeah, Detroit's giving up goals.
Yep.
What does the power play look like? They stack it for the power play? They do not. Wow, you miss one team meeting and you go straight to the second line.
But Gensel's there too.
I know. Yeah, they're just spreading it out.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Are you still preoccupied?
Like in 1 minute, I won't be.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so we'll come back to Sorelli. We'll get your thoughts there. If I'm not mistaken, Sorelli is on the Team Canada 4 Nations
He
roster.
is, but did you also look at the power play lines? Because he's top line
yeah.
power play too.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. So they just keep Point and Gensel together.
Yeah.
And Kucherov plays the full power play. That's fun.
Yeah. He gets the Alex Ovechkin, Quinn Hughes treatment.
I honestly don't understand why more teams don't do that.
It's literally 2 minutes, and like
why? If you're playing the point, like come on, like why are McKinnon and Makar not on every power play?
Okay, done.
I guess it's
back.
I guess it's fair to the other players on the team, but whatever. Okay, Sorelli, you played him for a point. It's a good opportunity.
Last game. I don't know. I haven't looked into him yet, but
home versus away is negligible difference.
Is he better at home?
Ooh, look at this chart.
I just looked at him. I was going to bring him up.
73% hit rate versus the Red Wings. Red Wings giving up 3 goals against per game, 9th most shots to defensemen.
Yeah.
So it could be a goal. He's shooting a decent amount too. Plus 146 for his shots.
That's high.
His attempts are all over the place.
Yeah.
Last
game he didn't even have an attempt against the Red Wings, which was this year.
Right.
Just a few days ago, a week ago.
Yeah. But his point looks very interesting.
I like his point. Probably be on his point.
And he is power play 1, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Wings don't give up power plays, but their penalty kill is not great. Worth noting. So Hedman point minus 128 on FanDuel. Minus 140 is the next best price, though. That's interesting. Okay. That's a lot of pieces for this game.
Yeah, what were you talking about earlier?
I have. Oh, were we talking about Sorelli? I think it was just getting your opinion
No, before,
on
like while I wasn't here.
What I have written down: DeBrincat for
Larkin.
2.5 shots, Larkin for 2.5 and a point.
Yeah.
Oh, Raymond was the one that you missed. Let me go back to that one.
Okay.
Lucas Raymond plus 132, and he's hit in 5 of his last 6.
How are they against wingers?
4th worst.
Mm.
So that's interesting. The problem is I had 3 wings circled. I can't imagine they all hit, but we'll see. But at plus 132, the number is great.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, take a look at the goalies. If you have anything else player-wise that you like in this one, feel free to pop that in the chat. We'll make sure.
No, I think I like the Hedman point and then the Larkin over 1.5 or 2.5 and a point.
Those are your favorites?
Yeah, probably.
All right. And then DeBrincat Raymond. I'll have to figure it out. I had like 20 something plays from last week's stream, and every one that I took, I wanted to whittle it down. That's just too much for me. And every one that I crossed off hit. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just lower my units for today.
Yeah, I came in the chat and you. I told you to PD over 1.5. You didn't play it.
Yeah, I
did in
didn't.
the first period.
I know. Every play that I crossed off hit. So maybe that's a lesson. If it makes the short list, it might be.
It's okay. You don't trust me. I get it. It's fine.
I didn't know there's just so much drama over there.
I know.
Oh, hold on. I gotta fix something real quick.
Anybody big golf guys in here? Watching the final right now.
Oh,
back-to-back tournaments. Okay. Last week I had Ben Griffin plus 6,000 to win. He was leading after the first day, ended up losing. I had and then I have Ludwig Aberg, had him to win plus 900, a much shorter number, but he was primed for the course. He was like 3-stroke leader after the first round. Like just crushed the course. Yes. And then comes out on Friday that he's sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like super sick, and he's still battling with it, and now he's tied for 14th.
Oh,
so
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, absolutely sucks because he would have won if he wasn't sick. Like he was crushing this course.
Right.
Whatever.
Okay, goalie numbers. Let's check that real quick, and then we will get out of here. Move on to the next one. Something happened?
Yeah, one sec.
No problem. And we have, a final. Colorado Boston ends 3-1. Pasternak, if he bet his goal, he gets an empty netter with 3 seconds left. Nice hit if he did that. He also finishes with 3 points. McKinnon, no points. Marty Necas, -3 in his debut. Devon Toews, 6 shots. Nathan McKinnon, 8 shots. They had Colorado let up 14 shots and lost. That is unfortunate. Okay. In terms of goalie saves, Cam Talbot, 25.5. Good number. Makes sense. Vassy, 24.5. That's an interesting one as well. Nothing jumping out at me, though.
Nothing for goalies?
I don't think so. Anything for you? 24.5 for Vassy? Seems about right. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Still got a good amount of games to get to. Next on the list, we got the Los Angeles Kings at the Columbus Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets playing well. 7-2-1 in their last 10, though they did lose their last game. Third most goals for at 3.5. Kings very good defensively. Second fewest goals against, only 2 per game. They also don't allow many shots against per game. On the other side, CBJ allowing a good amount of shots against, 28.6, 13th. They are top 15 to centers and wingers. Nothing really jumping out. If anybody has anything for the Kings at Blue Jackets, let us know. I guess. Probably don't want to target any Blue Jackets for props, I would think.
Yeah, no.
Let's see.
The Kings are just too good.
We'll just play boring hockey.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I I don't see much in this game, to be honest.
Yeah. Anybody watching disagree? Anything you really like in Kings versus Blue Jackets, or should we just kind of move on here? Kevin Fiala, 3.5 shots. The under is minus 185.
Jesus. Why is it that high? Like,
yeah, just put it at 2.5. What are we doing here? Marchenko slowing down a little bit.
Oh, I've got Fiala at 2.5, but look at his road splits. They're very good.
Wow. And if I go, 2.5 is even.
Yeah, I have it at 2.5, so that's what I saw. I was like, dang.
Better. 2.5. Yeah, so I guess it's book to book is a little different. Some are at 2.5, some are at 3.5.
Yeah.
Minus 155 for the 2.5 as a parlay piece. Oh, we do have a question. Fantilli point.
Adam Fantilov.
Ooh,
like it looks fantastic, but his show. Oh my god.
What?
I'm just watching Aberg just absolutely suck.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't mind Fantilli point. The problem is it's just a tough matchup. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch like the Kings, they don't allow too many goals, right?
Yeah.
And so like you just got to hope that the one or two that they do allow, that he'll be in on it. Yeah.
Aiden wants to know Kempe, shots or goal? Shots would not be a terrible. Like they're not a terrible matchup for shots.
Yeah,
minus 135. Hold on, this is the actual chart. He's
just better at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Much better.
It's not a bad play, but it's a play that I would, like you said, target him at home.
I kind of really like Fiala.
Okay.
As a parlay piece now.
Yeah.
Because it's minus 170 on 365, so have to obviously be a parlay piece, but interesting.
I will say Kempe for a point as a parlay piece, definitely don't mind that. Again, still a little bit better at home, but 54% hit rate on the season, 67% in this matchup, and yeah, so that one's not bad. And Werenski shots, probably the last thing that we'll look at here, because we're going to have some better matchups. Now, this is what Reyes wants to highlight. He does decently against the Kings, cleared twice this year. Or is that once? That's once this year.
Yeah.
But 4 of his last 5 matchups.
Look at his hit. Look at his look at his home splits. Not against CBJ.
Tremendous at home.
Yeah, but some of these matchups are pretty decent matchup for shots.
Carolina's tough one.
Carolina, yeah.
But his other tough matchup, none or one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Minus 135, 2.5 though. I feel like he's often a 3.5 guy. So, yeah. If you trust Zachary, it's a decent number.
Yeah,
just tough matchup. I think I'm probably going to stay away from this one just with so many other games.
Same.
All right, fair enough. But if you like Werenski shots, he has a decent track record. And, I think Kempe point as a parlay piece is quite nice as well.
Fiala too. Shots.
Oh, sorry. Fiala shots. Let's take one more look at that one real quick. So you said 2.5 as a parlay piece. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay. Next up on the list, the Dallas Stars taking on the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis, 5th in scoring over the last 30 days, 3.4 goals per game. On the other side, Dallas not allowing a ton, only 2.45 goals against per game. Both of these teams kind of middling in both shots for and shots against. So not necessarily a great target, not necessarily a big stay away. St. Louis is a great matchup for centers. Dallas is a great matchup for defensemen. Let's take a look. Dallas versus St. Louis. So we're looking for shots, and I'd say anybody for a point might be in play. In terms of goalies, it's Binnington and DeSmith, which is interesting. Oh, and we've got an under suggestion in the chat. So we'll look at that very quickly. So Casey DeSmith, in 3 games in the last 30 days, 3.14 goals against average, and under sub 900 save percentage. Binnington also not been great, 3.24 goals against average, also under 900 save percentage. So 2 goalies that aren't playing super, super well. Let's take a look here. We'll finish with the goalies. So we'll start with Reyes. Holloway under 2.5 shots. Looking at a parlay piece, a little juicy, minus 182. It's actually decent attempts. That's unfortunate. And in terms of the matchup, yeah, it's not a great matchup.
Yeah, only 17% at home too on the year.
Good note. Good note. Yeah, that could be a fun parlay piece. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to talk about J-Rob. This guy's been nuts.
Let's go.
Points-wise.
Points? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're on a different screen, I think.
What?
Yeah, you're at home.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there we go. He's just been on fire. Somebody dropped him in my fantasy hockey league, picked him up right away. Like, what are you doing? I know. If you even look at last 20, like his last 15 games, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 multi-point games, only 3 games without a point. So I like him as a parlay piece. The only thing, how is he? The numbers drastically go down when he's on the back-to-back.
Right.
He's only got points in 2 out of 5 back-to-backs this season. However, those are his last 2 games. So
interesting. Now,
do something with that.
Are you looking to pair him with his line mate, perhaps a Wyatt?
Maybe. They both Wyatt's got a 16 point streak right now. They're on the top power play, top line together. So, yeah, I like it.
Interesting. And how's Duchesne been?
But how many goals is St. Louis allowing?
They're 3 per game, and 3.24 with Binnington in them. Okay. So that's basically it's top 13. So it's not a bad matchup at all. Not a ton of consistency from Duchesne. He's scoring in bunches, or points in bunches, I should say. Points in 3 of his last 4 versus St. Louis, which is interesting. Okay, so in terms of numbers, Dallas centers for shots. It's a good trio of centers. Duchesne, we looked at for points, for shots. Probably not taking that.
Yeah, I looked at him because he's back on the road, but he doesn't have good numbers off the back-to-back, so I didn't do it for Wyatt.
Right. Rupe could be an interesting parlay piece. Yeah, never mind. The attempts are 3.2. Okay. Was there anything else in this one you think we should look at?
No.
Okay.
Banner saves. 4 straight.
25.5.
Had 35 against Dallas earlier this year. The only thing is you have to look into back-to-back data.
Yeah. Which would be... Wait. How do I do that here? Or you use the app, so it'd be different, right?
It says no. It says 4 days rest there, but you would have to look in like Dallas's team like shots on goal.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
But you wouldn't get that on here. You would have to manually do it, or shotprops.com could add that. That'd be fun.
Back-to-back information, yeah.
I
wonder if we could do that. That's interesting. Good note. Now, Bennington, 25.5. I feel like that's probably the right number. That's right where I want it to be.
Yeah, how much are they allowing?
Smith, they are allowing 29.1 and 3.4. So that's 25.5, basically. And Dallas scoring 3 per game and getting 28.5 shots for. So again, that's 25.5. Like that's just a good number. DeSmith, on the other hand, 23.5. There might be something there.
Bennington's head-to-head against Dallas was crazy. Just before we move on to DeSmith,
his head-to-head is terrible. Yeah. Oh, you're right. Wow, interesting. And you're getting the better number if you're looking at the over. Now DeSmith. So
you also have to look at, if you look at DeSmith's head-to-head, there was a game where he only played 33 minutes, so he didn't get the full game.
Well, I would have mentioned he didn't play the full game in either of these.
No, he played 60.7 minutes in the second one.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
And that was
he played the full game
last January.
Yeah.
Okay. But 23.5, I might have to write this one down because
I was also with the Canucks last year. Not that that really is any different.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to write this one down. Smith, and I'm thinking the over.
You thinking over saves?
Yeah. Over 23.5. They're averaging 28 shots for, but they're allowing 28 for against, rather. And if we take away that their goals for, if they get exactly what they are averaging, that's 24.5.
Also in the second half of back-to-back. Could be tired.
I don't know how that is. It's true.
What?
You know what? What's that?
What did you say?
I said I don't know how much that impacts it actually. So,
but if they're obviously going to be a little tired, handling their zone a little bit more if they're on the back-to-back, right, and having to travel.
Yeah.
Could lead to more saves.
23.5, and that price was at BetMGM. They seem to have the best numbers for goals consistently. Okay, I think that's probably it for this one.
Yeah.
Right. Next up, got the Calgary Flames at the Minnesota Wild. Wild -150 moneyline favorite at home. Calgary's not scoring a ton. They're also not allowing a ton of goals. Minnesota is allowing 3.44 goals against average. Massive difference between the two goaltenders. 4.29 GAA for Gustafsson, 1.96 GAA for Fleury. So let's keep an eye on that. Neither of these teams are shooting a ton, though Calgary's against middle of the pack. Both these teams allowing 30-plus shots against, and Minnesota's particularly bad against centers and defensemen. Calgary's kind of mid to all positional groups. And both these teams allowing a fair amount of power plays against.
You could have just stopped at mid.
Let's take a look at some quick player props here. See if anything stands out. Game here. It is Fleury, so keep that in mind. So shots on goal, centers and defensemen. Is there any centers that are playing well? Is it Kadri, Backlund, and who am I missing? There's Sharon Govich at center.
Yep. He played a little bit of center last year, too.
Okay, fun. Let's see if anybody's playing well here. Kadri could be interesting, actually.
Eriksson Ek.
Minus
Some pretty good numbers.
75 for Kadri.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind. I would want to
Eriksson
really
Ek.
like Joel.
He looked pretty good.
Where is he? There we go. Wow, absolutely. 70% head-to-head as well. Hitting 4 straight. 6 of his last 10. The attempts are
Kaprizov, maybe?
Kirill is back.
Got good history against Calgary. He missed
25%.
last game.
How many attempts did he have in his last one? 7 attempts. Okay.
Solid.
Plus money.
A little bit better at home.
It's not bad. Is that you think that makes the card? I feel like that's one that like would just miss the cut. Like I like.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, if we're looking at this and we look at patterns, he's gonna hit tonight.
Yeah, you're right. Like you said, slightly better at home, and it's
literally like 2% difference, 1% difference.
And apologies for everybody who's been here the entire stream. You've heard this a few times, but we've got some new viewers. We want to keep this as interactive as possible. So if you have plays that you like, questions, comments, drop them in the chat. I don't think we've missed one. So yeah, if there's anything you want to say, pop that in there. Still got several games left. Okay, so like Tyson said, Kirill hits every other game, and he missed last one. And 7.5 attempts is absolutely what you want to see. Backlund, let's see here. Ooh, Sharon Govich could be a nice parlay piece. He's hitting 6 of his last 10, 5.2 attempts for a 1.5 line. And interestingly enough, loves playing Minnesota. See this chart?
What are we doing here?
Sharon Govich, 1.5 shots is a parlay piece, minus 180. But
I know. I heard you.
7 of 8.
I know who you're talking about, but what are we doing here?
I don't understand.
You don't remember the beginning of the season?
Oh, when he ruined it for us?
Yeah, he's done. It's toast.
Okay,
see you later.
Fair enough. One other thing, Calgary D-men. Let's take a quick look at that.
Okay, let's just go back to Sharon Govich because he actually does look pretty decent, but with that history. But would you use the 1.5 as a parlay piece, or would you buy it up? Go to 3, plus 170 for over 2.5.
I don't know. I feel like I would have to use it as a parlay piece, and I'm going to write that one down. Be a fun one. If I have any like boosts for parlays, he'll probably be in it. But you could also consider Uyghur, or maybe you pair them together as an SGP.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Rasmus Anderson. I think he's the better defenseman on the road for shots.
Yes, you're correct.
64%, not bad. Minus 135, decent price. Doesn't have a good history actually. Yeah, has pretty bad history.
Missing 3 straight. Outside of that, I feel like maybe we can look at goalie saves. I don't know.
Yeah, like
player-wise. That's where I want to go. We cashed on him last week, I think, right? You played him?
Yeah.
25 Nashville. Yep. 25.5 is the number. They are allowing. He averages 27.25 saves per game over his last 4 games. Played.
The only thing that kind of scares me off of looking into that is, like a lot of this is data without Kaprizov, without Spurgeon. Like how does that change when they're back in the lineup?
Yep.
You know, like, I mean, we could only go back last game, but I think they allowed quite a bit of shots still.
Calgary doesn't. The 27.9. Like they're not. That's tough too. Like if we look at the Minnesota numbers, 25.5 seems too low. But if we look at the Calgary numbers, that's where it should be.
Exactly. So I think it's like a pretty good line.
All right. Fair enough.
For what it is. What's Wolf? Is he the same number?
Who?
Wolf.
He is also 25.5. Like you said, though, I mean, Kirill's adding 4 shots extra per game, like you'd think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're 25.7, but that's only one Kaprizov game in that sample. So
yeah, exactly. And last week last game when Kaprizov was in, didn't they? Yeah, they got shut out 4-0. They allowed 29 shots. Gustafsson only had 25 saves.
Yeah,
I'm probably staying off it.
Wolf might be interesting. If we link Kaprizov jacks his number up a little bit, they're allowing 30 shots against. They're only at 25.5. Okay. Something to consider. I don't think it's going to make the short list, but okay, we've only got a couple games left. 4 games left, including Tyson's team. All right. Carolina Hurricanes taking on the New York Islanders. Carolina, 4-game winning streak. The Islanders, a 3-game winning streak. Both these teams top 12 in goals for. Islanders not allowing many goals. Both these teams decent in shots. Carolina particularly good. And both of them not allowing a ton of shots. So that's fun. Let's take a look at some stats here. See if anything stands out. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a fantastic game to target. No. But we do have. Oh, do we really not have a line for him? That sucks. No random number.
Wow.
So we said we would save it for this game. What are your thoughts on the big trade? Mikko going to Carolina. They also get Taylor Hall. And we got Jack Drury and Martin Necas going to Colorado.
I've got a Rantanen line.
Yeah, okay.
2.5 shots. So go to his goal on Props.cash.
Yeah.
Because that is probably listed.
Yeah, it must be. They have Paul. So. I definitely passed it, didn't I?
Yeah.
Mikko. Need to do these like alphabetically.
Hit Control F and then type in Rantanen. See if that helps. Oh, slow down. Go back up. Go back up. We're just halfway. Okay. I don't know. Thought I saw it.
I don't think I missed it, but let's see. Yeah. Nothing showing up. That's weird. Okay. Well, at any rate, I probably wouldn't want to play him in his first game. But so thoughts on the trade overall? Oh, Reyes thing. Aho point, Mikko assist. Do you have any information on lines? Projected lines.
Yeah, like
we don't know for sure. I would, if they're playing together, certainly don't mind that. We just don't know that for sure at this point. It would make sense to put the fins together.
I mean, I feel like that's why you traded for him, right?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Point stack minus 140.
For the two of them?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's why he said you did point, like points for each of them?
I just did point, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's why I think Reyes did the assist. Probably get a bit better of a number there. Yeah, if they're playing together, I don't mind that.
Let's plus 120 for that.
Yeah,
1
that
point for
makes way more sense. Did Carolina tweet anything yet?
I don't think so.
No. Okay, no problem. Like I said, these are two very good defensive teams. We don't know who's in net for Carolina, although hold on here.
You got Hogberg for.
Saw that. I know Freddie played the last game, but yeah, he didn't play great. So I would imagine it's Kochetkov, but we'll see. Okay, so I think really the only thing where you might want to target is the Islanders for points. But even then, is there anything great?
No.
Barzal minus 140 if you wanted to play it.
For a point? Yeah, not bad. He's too pissed off about playing at home. No fans.
Oh, that's away. Sorry.
Wait, I haven't even talked about the trade.
Even better.
I think it's great for. I don't know. It's tough. Like I kind of like it for both sides. Obviously, I think you lose the trade if you're Colorado because you're giving up the best player. But
100%.
Natchez is great. He showed what he can do this year. I saw some guy on Twitter. He was like, "Oh yeah, it's such a bad return. Like Natchez is a 55-point player at best." And then the person was like, "Well, he's got 55 points already this season." Like
before this season, yes, but
yeah, but now like I mean, he's good. Like he's looking great. So I like it for that side, and I also love Jack Drury. He's been like an analytical darling. Like I really wanted the Canucks to go get him. He's been someone who's been on my radar, and especially like with all the rumors about the Canes and the Canucks maybe making a trade. I was like, okay, if they can get Jack Drury, obviously not as the main piece, but like a secondary piece, I would love it.
right.
So love that for them. Just surprised they couldn't get a first as well. Obviously, Natchez is a big piece and all, but Carolina's traded for the two biggest fishes, Gensel and Rantanen. They haven't given up a first-round pick. They haven't traded one of their top 4 prospects. It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Carolina side, obviously you love the deal. Like you're getting the best player in any deal, you win the trade for sure. Now the only thing is you got to extend him, which I think they can. Right? They'll have the money to even pay him the $14 million. Maybe he can get a little bit, like shave a little bit off it, make it like 13.5. But the reason he was traded is because he was never going to sign in Colorado for more than what McKinnon's making, right? Especially with them having to pay Makar. So now like Carolina can afford to do that. Like he's the best player on that team, so you can afford to pay him like the best player, right? So and they get their superstar offensive guy that they've never had, right? So very exciting for Carolina. And like you don't hurt your depth too bad because you also bring in Taylor Hall. You know?
Absolutely.
So I think it's a good move for both sides. I actually think Chicago comes out the worst here.
I agree.
Because you take on like $4.5 million for Rantanen, and then that alone should be worth a third. And then Taylor Hall's probably also worth a third. And you just get a third for one of them. Or sorry, for both. Like, I don't know. Didn't love it for them.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think you probably want a second if you're Chicago. Carolina, like you said, you get the best player, you win the trade. Mikko, I've said it before, underrated, kind of in the shadow of McKinnon and Makar. I think now he is going to be the guy. He joins.
How are you as an Avs fan?
Yeah, I mean, I would rather get something than nothing. So, and like you said, Natchez, solid player, and the guy who said he's a 55-point player, he also had 71 points 2 years ago. So, like, that's just incorrect. And he's having a fantastic year this year. It seems like he would pair well with McKinnon. Hopefully that turns out to be true. And
did you get to watch any of the game this morning?
I did not. Have not watched it yet. I have to go back and watch the highlights. NHL.com does great recaps if you ever miss a game and want to catch up. So shout out them. But I like I like Nature's addition, and like you said, they weren't going to be able to re-sign him. So
trade him while you can get something for him.
Absolutely.
Don't lose your leverage like the Canucks have done.
And they picked up 2 picks, right? A second and a fourth. So extra dart throws at the draft. You never know.
I don't think they're done. Like,
I agree.
I think they've still got to add
more to do.
Yeah.
But I
they
mean,
can just use those assets to do it. So
I mean, they fixed the goalie thing, or it seems. So that was the big thing.
Yeah.
And hopefully they keep it up. But yeah.
All right. Horvat shots.
Horvat shots. Oh, good timing. He's been hot as of late. Okay. Let's take a quick look here. Points. He's not bad for a point either, actually.
Cleared 9 of his last 10 games for his shots.
Oh, wow. I've not been paying attention to it. An unfortunate matchup. But
yeah.
Got to put him on my radar, though. He hasn't been.
I don't know, dude. Look at the head-to-head.
The recent is pretty good.
Yeah, recent's great, and that's probably his whole time in New York. You know,
right.
So that's not bad. Like, especially with his form, you're getting a really good price for what it is.
Why has he played? They played in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. So
why does he have so many games? Yeah.
Wow. Switch it to regular season. He's still cleared in two straight.
That's an interesting one.
And this season he had 4 money. On 10 attempts.
Plus money.
Yeah, he's had 4 against
them both. I think I might play it.
Yeah.
Scary matchup, of course, but like twice this season he's had 4.
And I mean, they're still allowing 24.6 shots. Not nothing. Like, it's obviously not the number you want to see, but okay. That's going to make the short list for sure. And then I also wrote down, I don't know if I got your opinion on this, Barzal point at -140. It's a little juicy, but
and Carolina's allowed goals, so
they're allowing goals, 2.73 per game. So I'm going to write down those 2 things. Carolina side, I don't know if you can play anything. Oh,
yeah. I mean, I want to play something Rantanen, but
yeah, I want to watch it and see how what the lines are. That's obviously going to be important. Horvat over 2.5. Good call. Good shout out, Race. I like that one. Over 2.5 plus 100. That was at. I have to be on.
I think I'm going to play Rantanen.
4 shots.
Yeah.
2.5.
Just because, like,
the number here.
The Canes team just shoots so much too, right? Like, they shoot a ton.
-120. Yeah.
He was shocked about the trade too. Like, he didn't see it coming. So,
which I don't understand.
Could be a little pissed off. Yeah, I don't know.
Agent's not doing a good job if you were completely blindsided by that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tice playing Rantanen over 2.5. That's at -120-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And that's right. I wanted to say the Horvat price. Best price, FanDuel. -105. Looks like most other places though. So decent. All right, let's keep moving. A couple games. Oh, goalies. We didn't do goalies. How could I forget? Hogberg.
How dare you?
Hogberg in 3 games over the last 30 days. He is allowed.
He's got decent numbers.
GAA, 955 save percentage, and only 21 saves per game. The line is set at 27.5. Carolina shoots 31.8 times, 31.7 rather, times per game.
Mm-hmm. No Dobson too, so like could just limit their offensive zone time.
Yeah.
Ability to keep it in.
Do you have any interest in this one?
No.
Okay, I agree.
I don't like taking no-name goalies.
I'm with you. All right. Oh, fun matchup. We got the Nashville Predators taking on the Anaheim Ducks. Predators are the highest scoring team in the league over the last 30 days, 4.11 goals for per game. Anaheim giving up 3.4 goals against per game. That's 10th. Predators, 32.1 shots for. Ducks, 33 shots against. Third most. They are particularly bad to centers and to defense. Yeah, okay. So we got a good offense versus a not so good defense. Oh, Reyes going for a goal.
Fours bang.
Fours bang. Let's get into some props here. Philip Forsberg. We're looking at shots here. 7.2 attempts per game. Very nice. But you wanted to say goal. Oh, okay. I did not realize he was
Help,
doing
mom.
that well. I did not realize he was doing that well. Also
sure?
worth noting, 5 of 7 versus Anaheim. Do we know goalies real quick? Let me check that. No, we do not. Well, Saros, who's been awful. Terrible draft pick by me.
I love how everything's just based on your fantasy team.
Pretty much. Okay, actually, pretty big difference though between the two attendees in Anaheim. So, do we have any information at Daily Faceoff? Tyson, you want to let the people know what you were doing for Daily Faceoff this past week? Speaking of goalies,
it's live right now. Just tweeted out a couple minutes ago, but the Bet365 bet of the day on Daily Faceoff. Check it out. We are 4-0 so far. Carter Hutton, former NHL goaltender. He usually does it, but I think he's just took the week off. I made a joke that he's in Mexico, but just took over this week. Did it on Tuesday. We had the Capitals on the money line against the Oilers and Logan Thompson over 26.5 saves. Both plus money, both hit. Then last game on Thursday, we had Oilers Canucks over 5.5. Oilers did it by themselves, and Leon Draisaitl to score at plus money. And now this other one, Leafs and Senators, which we already talked about. But yeah, go check it out. Just retweeted it on my space or on my Twitter. Support it. Appreciate it.
very nice. Very nice. Now, it is Gibson in net, confirmed. Doesn't give up as many goals, but still Anaheim. So, Philip Forsberg for goal or shots. I mean, either way.
The only thing for shots is he's better home than he is on the road. That's the only thing. But this matchup is kind of too good. Could just be matchup proof.
What do you think of the goal? Plus 135, goals in 7 straight.
I mean, you got to ride the hot hand. If you've been betting it so far, I don't see why you would go away from it. But I haven't. So usually when I hop on a trend, it usually dies. I.e. Lane Hudson from earlier. So you keep betting it so you can win it, and I'll stay off for you.
All right. And I found
just being a man of the people. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I found something interesting. So this got shared. So I had written down the Smith over 23.5 saves. Give a shout out to NHL goalie props on Twitter. I believe it's at NHL goalie props. One of the good ones in the space. So he tweeted this out, and I can't see my screen right now. So give me a moment. So he had this chart out, and he has the Smith at 24.08 saves.
He likes the over.
He likes the over as well. Just, but he likes it. So, yeah, I think that might cement it. He knows what he's doing. He was doing goalie props before they were hot. So
now the hat.
Yeah, now everybody does it because they made shots unplayable for a while. The Forsberg goal, very interesting. Feel like I want to play his shots or his goal. I know the home away split isn't great, but the matchup is tremendous. So
Yeah, I mean, I like the goal. Bet the goal.
So the goal, you're getting the best price, BetMGM plus 135. Okay. Now, what else? We can pretty much look at everybody here on the. Okay. We got
Yeah,
a
I was
couple
just looking.
pieces. So Tyson's doing some research.
I don't like Marchessault at the 3.5 line. He's been doing great clearing it, but yeah, I don't know. It's a little high, especially with like so many guys that we like, you know.
Mhm.
In last game on the road, he only had 4 attempts, but he got all of them on net. That was against the Sharks.
Feel like this could be maybe the saves pivot or the team total shots.
Yeah. I
on
mean,
the
I don't
Nashville
mind
side.
Dostal, but I don't see a saves line for him.
No, it's Gibson.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Gibson's confirmed
Well, him then.
per daily faceoff.
DFO baby.
Gibson will start. Source Derek Lee. Saros is likely. Okay, so we'll finish up with that one.
27.5. I got the saves line, but it's not on props.cash. Maybe I just gotta.
Yeah, because they had Dostal listed, right? Oh, they have both goalies listed.
Oh, they got him now.
27.5. Huh. That's a good number. I wish it was one lower. What do you think about that? 27.5 for Gibby.
Look at his home splits.
With the head-to-head, too. Oof. Look at the home splits.
On the season, it goes from 70% and on the road 40%.
Okay. Wow. And over his last 7 games, averaging 28.15, which is over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might do that one.
Yep.
Gibson over 27.5 minus 125. That number is at
Bet365.
and Bet365. Same price?
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much.
And like, I just want to look against the Sharks. They had 38 last game.
Similar
40
matchup.
the game before. 37 against Minnesota. 41 against Chicago. They're shooting a ton over their last 4 games, and those are all weaker matchups, right?
100%. Yep.
So you're getting
Fairly
another one
similar.
in this one. So I like it.
Fairly similar. Just checking in on some of the existing games. 1-1 Buffalo Edmonton after 1. Skinner tucked the goals.
Did you talk about Skinner at all? Like
We didn't. Talked
first
about
game
Leon
back in
Draisaitl.
Buffalo?
Let's talk about Leon. Yeah, no, that's a good angle.
Any scores? We didn't play it.
Ruck.
2 shots as well. James Reimer between the pipes for the Sabres.
Yeah, that's a throwback. We got a couple comments in here. Shea shots that I don't think we've looked at.
No, we haven't.
And Troy Terry Point. So,
and like we said, Edmonton is a fantastic matchup for defensemen. Edmonton, Anaheim. Pardon me, Brady Skajay. I think this is one name that blew Ray's mind when we told him that was.
I know.
Like, how is that Shea?
I mean, I don't even know how it's Shea. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but
yeah, this is a nice parlay piece though for sure.
Yeah, good parlay piece. Good on the road. His home road splits are fairly similar. Head to head, he's cleared in 5 out of his last 6. So I like it for a parlay piece. I probably won't play it, but I will be just because I'm going to just bet on Gibson saves.
Right. Yeah.
And call it there.
That's fair. Yeah, I think I'm leaning Gibson saves as well. Forsberg goal. We had Troy Terry for a point. So let's check that one out.
Yeah.
Points in 7 of 10. Home versus away. Better at home by a considerable margin.
And on a point streak at home.
Points 2 out of 3 versus Nashville. And like we said, Saros is likely in net. He's giving up 3.42.
Mm-hmm.
Like when a Noonan is the better goalie, that's not good.
No.
No offense, Eustace.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's still pro. He's still better than most people in the world, but
Better than me.
Relative to his peers, not amazing. Okay, so
I mean,
Troy,
if you just go down the list for Nashville points, it's crazy.
just get everybody.
Marchessault, Yossi, Stamkos, Forsberg all have points in 5 straight.
Yeah, okay, that could be a.
Could
Do we
you
have
go
a
any-
365 boost? STP boost. This might be a good place to deploy it. Okay, so Reds.
Marchessault's points in 10 straight games.
Oh my god. The matchup is amazing.
Matchup's great.
Anaheim's okay. So I know you don't like to read too much into this, and I don't think you're wrong. But Predators, third most power play opportunities for over the last 30 days, 3.3 per game. They're also 36% on the power play. We'll round that up to 37 actually. 68% penalty kill for the Ducks. So if they get a power play, that's also looking real good.
Power play points, yep.
Okay, so Preds point, SGP, I'm going to use that. And Troy Terry point, I think looks good as well. I'll save that. Write that one down. I don't think they're going to shut him out.
Forsberg is averaging 3.3 points per game against the Ducks on the road in his last 3 games.
Points?
Points.
Hold on here. I take that home filter off. That away. Yeah, wow.
Crazy. Bet is goal. Bet is goal.
You going to do it?
No. Bet is goal.
And then, if you have a boost for a same game parlay, probably
this is the
good one. It's a good one. All right. We got 2 games left. Let's wrap it up. We could go a while.
Forsberg Marchessault point stack minus 115.
That's not bad. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. 2 games left.
2 games left. You want to finish with your team or do them next?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've finished with Vancouver. Next up, the Panthers taking on the Sharks. It's a very similar situation, or somewhat similar situation, I'll say, to the last game. Sharks allowing the 4th most shots against. They're top 10 to every positional group. Panthers are shooting the most in the league over the last 30 days, 33.2 shots for. Sharks not scoring a ton, 2.7 goals for per game, but the Sharks giving up the most, 4.1 goals against per game. Okay. First comment, Sam Bennett over 2.5 shots hitting his last 5. I believe we also played that one last Saturday. And it hit, I think you're saying. Reyes is with you. Bennett shots. Chuck shots, Celebrini shots, Reinhart point. Okay, we got lots to look at then. We'll look at those first. Tyson can jump in and see if he has anything that he really likes.
I'm just getting pissed off because all my golfers are sucking right now.
Uh-oh. So first up, we got Sam Bennett. He's hitting 4 out of 6 versus the Sharks, including a game in December. 7 of his last 10. 6.4 attempts per game. Home, slightly better at home, but it's not a crazy difference. This is making my card 100%.
Yeah, agreed. It shouldn't be a playable number. Like,
I don't know why it's
his recent. Yeah, his recent history is really good. Really good matchup. And they split him up, right? Like they put him on they stacked the top line, I believe. It's Tkachuk, Barkov, and Reinhart. So
good note. Let's take a quick
so
look.
Bennett's just the main shooter on that second line with Samoskevich and Luosterainen.
Yeah.
So that's one. And honestly, like just looking at the lines, I bet you Lundell and Verhaeghe play more of the actual second line role. So then Bennett's out there against much weaker opponents. So he'll get a lot of shots there.
I like it. Another Four Nations participant, Sam Bennett.
Crazy.
Yeah, they need some toughness. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a lot. Okay, Reinhardt Point is the next thing on Reyes' list. So Sam Bennett, shout out Josh and Reyes. Completely agree. We're playing that one with you. I love that play. Okay, Reinhardt for a point.
Ekblad's back too, by the way.
Ooh, okay. So he makes Reinhardt for a point. That's only a parlay piece.
Only one in his last 5 games, but good history against the Sharks. Points in 4 straight.
Yeah, that's an interesting parlay piece.
You can do a point stack for this one.
Yes, it's another great matchup. Got Chuck shots.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Interesting. I'm assuming you're going off of the head-to-head, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 175. I would like the recent performance to be a little bit better. And for anybody who's new here, I think Tyson and I both generally tend to lean towards more straight plays or maybe 2-leg parlays. If you're a big parlay person, I think this makes sense. For me, probably not making my shortlist, but I like the angle. And what else do we have? Macklin shots. This is a parlay piece I can definitely get behind.
Yeah.
Man. Right now, if there was an NHL redraft and Canucks are on the board, Celebrini and Bedard both there, do you have a strong lean one way or the other?
I don't know. It's tough. Like,
fair.
Celebrini's doing good, doing great, looking like the better player right now, but also like, who's Bedard playing with compared to who Celebrini's playing with, right? Like, there was already a bunch of the foundation kind of set for San Jose, like in terms of good players, and then they brought in Tyler Toffoli, which was great.
Smart.
Like they had William Eklund, they had like a bunch of good younger guys. So it's just easier to play with strong players. You know, Chicago was at the start of the rebuild. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel bad for Bedard, but right now, I guess you kind of have to go with Celebrini. But
it's tough. It's an interesting one. Forsling. Well, guess which game I bet him on.
I wouldn't bet him in this game.
I know, like you said, Ekblad back.
Ekblad's back. He's better at home than he is on the road. But I'm also not going to bet his under.
Speaking of defensemen, what do you think about this gentleman?
Jacob Wallman. How are the Panthers? Because I know they were allowing a lot to D earlier in the year, but I don't know if that's changed.
7.5 per game. That's 20th. Although that's one shot difference per game is 10th. So, like, I don't know. It's close. But they're 20th. They're giving up the 16th most shots against. So, like, dead center of the league. 6 shot attempts plus 130. Interesting. History's not great, although I would say he's kind of playing a little bit better than his career numbers would
elevated indicate. in the lineup, right? He's the main guy now, so
I don't know. I'm going to put that on the short list. Might not make it, but plus 130 is pretty nice for his recent performance. Actually, home versus road. Is there any difference? Fair bit better at home, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably just playing Bennett, and that's it.
Fair enough. Wallman's going to make my short list. We have one question, Tyson. I'm going to let you take this one. Kachuk Bros, point or shot lay?
I mean, yeah, like you could do both, right? Like I like the over in the other game, so you could do over 3.5 and a point for Brady, and then also over 2.5 and a point for Matthew. Like they seem to do well on both on the same night, so go ahead.
There you go. Stamp of approval from Tyson.
No, yeah.
Okay, and Celebrini, good parlay piece. That's one other thing that we'll highlight. William Eklund, real quick before we move on. Yeah, he's falling off, eh? Our guy.
Yeah.
He was.
Loved him, though. Loved him.
Nice little tear. Anything on saves before we go? Ooh, Georgiev, not betting on you.
Nope.
You get pulled in 5 minutes.
29.5 saves. That's high.
That's actually, is it, I think unders in play?
I mean, you could go under just, I don't know. I'm not going to do it. But
If he plays the whole game, that's a good number, though. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. We got one game left. Shout out to everybody who's been here. Ray's been here the whole time. Reyes, Dave. What else we got? Aiden. Thanks for being active in the chat. We appreciate you guys.
Josh Fritz just got here too. He had the Sam Bennett one too.
Yeah, I like that one. Shout out, Josh. Just for anybody who doesn't know, we do these Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. It would be myself, Spittin, and at Firefighter Bets. I think we're all good for this week. We missed a few shows this week, so we'll be back in full force. And Spittin, where can they find your work before we get to this one?
Find me at Spittin' Picklets. You can find some video content on Daily Faceoff for this week, including today's video, and then all my written content at Canucks Army.
Love it. And for me, at ShopProps on Twitter /X, shopprops.com, NHL data. With that being said, we've got the Washington Capitals at the Vancouver Canucks. Caps scored a ton, 3.2 per game. That's ninth best. Vancouver allowing the eighth most goals against, 3.4 per game. Neither of these teams are shooting a ton. Vancouver is also the best shot suppressing team in the league. Only 23 shots against per game. Spittin, this is your team. You know them very well. Any thoughts on this one?
No. I don't know. The team's playing like absolute garbage right now. Like I don't know. It's pretty brutal. They play low event, boring hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't take a lot of shots. They also don't allow a ton of shots. Hasn't been fun. The team's just waiting for something to happen because the locker room's just completely, I don't even know if it's divided, but the players are just like, we need something to happen here. Like, because
right.
They hear everything, all the outside noise. And so like, how can you really focus on ice when there's so much going on off the ice? Right.
Yep.
So I don't know. It just seems to be taking a toll on literally everybody in the lineup, and now they have to play against the best team in the league. So
fun.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of props, first one highlighted by Reyes. Jacob Chychrun over 2.5. Let's see.
Just look at his history.
Hope I'm on the right game. Oh, also, I know Tyson doesn't have access to this, but Ovechkin to break the record this season is plus 1,000.
I'd bet that.
All right.
Plus
so
1,000? 1,000.
Let me double check that. I saw something. We'll come back to that. But for now, Jacob Chychrun. Fantastic history versus Vancouver Canucks, including a game earlier this month when they were still also very, very good. Oh, interesting. Hold on here. Sorry, I'll come back to this. I'm all over the place. So head-to-head, what do you think about Chychrun? Tough matchup.
Like it.
Okay. He likes it. Now, home versus road.
You have plus 1,000? I have plus 175.
Let me check it. I saw somebody post it.
If you play it, if you got 1,000, I'm not going to play it at plus 175.
Okay.
Anybody on? Okay, so it looks like Chychrun's going to make it.
I'm just going to answer this question here from.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Spittin, you think this low event hockey's from talk or the players just checked out? Some games are brutal to watch, absolutely brutal to watch. But I think even last year, like it was a little bit of low event hockey, but they were scoring. They had like one of the highest shooting percentages in the league, like setting records. So they weren't shooting a ton, and I think that's how Tocchet likes to play. He always says this: protect the guts of the ice, like don't let anything happen. But they were able to get by last year because they had like a bunch of puck moving defensemen on the back end, like Ian Cole and Nikita Zadorov. They could do that, Tyler Myers can also do it, but you had Carson Soucy is all right, but you have 5 of your 6 defensemen who were capable of doing that, and now Carson Soucy is extremely fallen off. You have Derek Forbort and Vincent Desharnais, who absolutely cannot do that. The only other guy that they had was Eric Brandstrom, and they sent him to the minors. I don't understand why, but I think it's a little bit of talk. Like he talked about wanting to implement this new system this year, which would be a better on the rush team. And that's what they did in the offseason by bringing in Jake DeBrusk, Danton Heinen, Daniel Sprong, and Kiefer Sherwood. They all ranked. I looked this up. Connor Garland ranked like in top 20 in authorized chances last year. And then the next guy was like JT Miller. But in between Garland and Miller, all 4 of those forwards that they brought in had a higher off the rush chances than Miller had. So they did that for like in the moves that they made in the offseason. But what is so confusing is they wanted like on the ice, they do they put their defensemen, like they want their defensemen to join the rush and pinch in the offensive zone and all that. But that's hurting you the other way. You're now allowing more all the rest chances going the other way because your defenseman pinches and they can't move the puck, and then they're also slow and big, so they can't get back. So it just didn't work, and he's gonna I think it's the new system that he implemented, and that's why nothing's working. Like just go back to what worked last year. Like nothing was wrong with that, but so I think it's a little bit of Tocchet, and I do think it's a little on the players too, not because they're checked out, but because last year they always kind of waited for to mastermind like the perfect play and the perfect setup, but this year they aren't getting as lucky with such a low shooting percentage. So I don't know. I think it's a little bit of everything.
Mike Chuck.
Yeah.
Well done.
Change some stuff, please.
We'll see. It seems like somebody will be traded at some point, right? It has to happen.
It literally could be. Like, I don't understand how this could happen, but Pettersson was almost traded yesterday.
Why would you trade him?
Pettersson was almost traded to the Carolina Hurricanes in exchange.
Yeah, they were in a hope,
back
right?
the other way. Was going to be Natchez, but then Carolina just decided to go with Rantanen instead. Probably a good idea. But so if Pettersson gets moved, then I still think Miller's going to get moved. He wants out now. And so Miller's going to get moved. And then Bezer, if you're not going to re-sign him, and why would he want to re-sign if you're trading 2 of those guys? You're going to have to trade him. And then now you're kind of in a rebuild, and then Hughes isn't going to sign in 2 years. So you're going to have to trade him. So this team could be projected to go in a rebuild really quickly. And that's kind of insane to think about because last season they won the Pacific Division. They made it to the 1 goal within going to the second round, or third round. I don't know. It's wild.
Speaking of Hughes, we got a question. Do you like Hughes for a shot or a point? Probably not a point. Washington, very good, limiting points, their goals. But shots.
Yeah, he's better at home. I don't know. Like his point still looks fine. They only scored 1 goal earlier this season against the Capitals, and he got in on it.
Okay. Parlay piece at -220. Yeah. So Chikrin making the card over 2.5 shots plus 140. Anything else?
I mean, Ovechkin always seems to score.
Hit his shots 4 out of 4. Also 8 of the last 10. 8.8 attempts per game over the last 10.
That's at home.
Oh, thank you. So 60%, 6.5 shots against, or shots for attempts. Oh my God. All over the place when you make a mistake. Yeah, okay. Maybe not the best for shots, but you said cold. 71% versus the Canucks. Interesting. Oh, circling back to Ovechkin. I think what I saw was a preseason ticket at plus 1,000. Plus 220 to break the record this year is the best number on FanDuel, which is interesting. We also have Mikko Rantanen plus 125 to score, which is interesting. And what do you think about this one? So we know Austin and Brady, 3 shots each at plus 130. That seems like a slam dunk, right?
At plus 130?
Yeah, it's a boost.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking that one. Not official because it's a special boost, but at any rate.
I don't have much more on this game. Now I'm in a bad mood because we talked
plus 140. Oh, we sold me out of 37x parlay in the last game. That hurts. Yeah, it looks like there's a pretty big difference. OV at home versus, I guess maybe not. Never mind. It's just the attempts that were quite a bit different.
Yeah.
Still effective at any rate. Yeah. Not a big parlay person like we've discussed. So I'm adding Chikrin. That is it. Let's do a quick recap of the plays that I wrote down. We'll see if Tyson has anything to add here. Nurse, 2 shots. Very nice.
Right arm.
So here is what I've got for her plays. So 1 moment. Tyson can see if he wants to take anything off of it. It's annoying. You have to change the window that we're targeting. This high-tech list. All right. I'll run through real quick. Giroux for a point, plus 105. Brady, shots, that's over 3.5. Minus 135, minus 130, depending on your book. Jack Hughes, over 3.5 shots at minus 135. DeBrincat and Raymond. DeBrincat's minus 110, Raymond plus 132. I know Tyson didn't have these ones. He has in that game Larkin over 2.5 shots plus a point. That was, I think he said plus 110, but it'll be somewhere in that neighborhood. Also Hedman for a point at minus 128. Casey DeSmith saves. I didn't write down the number, but I believe it was minus 110. I have Matt Barzal for a point. I don't know if that was on Spitten's card. Horvat definitely was. Over 2.5 shots on goal, plus 100. We have Forsberg goal, plus 135. Gibson saves, over 27.5. That's at minus 125. What do you think of Troy Terry point? It's at minus 142. Too high to play as a straight?
Probably. I mean, it looked good for sure. So I'm not trying to.
If you're parlaying it, we got a good amount in that game. So that's
and Nashville's been allowing a crap ton of goals. You also forgot Robertson and Wyatt point parlayed.
We stacked that, right?
Yeah.
J-Rob plus Wyatt point.
Plus
stack.
120.
That's plus 120 on bet 365. Okay, I like that one. We have Forsberg, Marshall point stack minus 115. I am also going to look at a Preds point or shot stack as an SGP. Bet 365 boost. I'm going to use it there. Sam Bennett looks great. Over 2.5 shots, minus 120. That number seems way wrong. Bennett over Reinhardt shots. Absolutely for me, Tyson.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Not to say Reinhardt isn't going to hit either, but I like Bennett a little bit better.
Yeah. And thank you for the kind words, Dave. Appreciate you joining us. Absolutely. It's been a fun show. It show's boring if people aren't active in the chat, so I appreciate you being here. I have Jake Wallman on my card over 2.5 shots plus 130. It's a reasonable matchup. I don't think that made Tice's card. And finally, Jacob Chikrin, over 2.5, plus 142. Tough matchup, but he has great history, including a hit earlier in the month. Anything that you want to highlight before we officially wrap it up?
No, I think you got everything that we talked about.
Beautiful. Real quick, Dave's doing his shot stack. Shea for 2, Yossi for 3, Forsberg for 5, Marcia so for 4. Ooh, I like it.
So we got some parlay pieces in there and some plus money plays too.
Absolutely. I think I might lean points for the stack, but I don't think you can go wrong with the shots. I might add Brady shots because I'm not putting in for a point. Shea.
Yes.
Okay, that is officially it. Tyson, you want to close it out?
Bye. Kidding. Yeah, catch us again on Tuesday when we have Ray here, 12 p.m. Eastern time, 9 p.m. a.m. Pacific. Bright and early for me, but yeah, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. Best of luck tonight. We'll see you on Tuesday. Take care.
You're